Hi, I'm Dr. Amit Thavkar, your host for today's webisode on the occasion of World Sight Day. This year, the theme is Love Your Eyes. And today we are going to discuss about the most common preventable cause of blindness, which is cataract. On this occasion, today I have with me renowned cataract experts who will guide us on the do's and don'ts in cataract care and management. It is my pleasure to welcome our moderator for today's show, Dr. Chitra Ramamurthy, who is the Medical Director of the Eye Foundation Group of Eye Hospitals. Her keen interests include cataract, refractive, and glaucoma surgery. She is heading the latter department over the years. She has performed one of the highest number of LVC procedures that include LASIK, PRK, topo-guided treatments, phakic, IOLs, and reflex smile procedures. Dr. Chitra is also the chairperson of Academic and Research Committee of All India Ophthalmological Society and has been the recipient of many awards and accolades. I would now request Dr. Chitra to introduce the panelists and take the discussion forward.
A very good evening to one and all of you. And on this occasion of the World Sight Day, I would like to congratulate Sun Pharma and all its enthusiastic team for coming up with this brilliant idea of enlightening the population at large at a most relevant topic, that is how to deal with this preventable blindness and how to remove the myths and the confusions and improve the clarity of thinking of the world at large about this cataract-related issues. Without any ado, I'd go on to introduce our very prominent ophthalmologists who are assembled here. Dr. D. Ramamurthy is one of the highly skilled eye surgeon in India and specializes in the field of cataract and refractive surgery and comes with a 25 plus years of experience in this field. He's currently the chairman of the Eye Foundation Group of Hospitals. He's based at Coimbatore, and he has been chairman scientific committee for 2 terms and is a past president of AIOS and has innumerable admirable oration awards and accolades to his credit. I would now go on to introduce Dr. Madhukar Reddy, a very dear friend and another amazing eye surgeon with 33 plus years of experience in the field of ophthalmology. He's currently practicing in Drishti Eye Center, Hyderabad, and specializes in cataract, cornea, and refractive surgery, and an extremely prolific and versatile surgeon. I would like to take this moment to introduce our third panelist, Dr. Krishna Prasad Kudlu, another very well-known ophthalmologist, medical director, visionary, and philanthropist, who founded and established his Prasad Netralaya, a super specialty eye hospital with a mission to provide vision for all. And he is also widely recognized for his contributions in the fields of ophthalmology and has been recipient of various prestigious awards and honors over the years. Dr. Madhukar, would you like to throw any light on how easy and comfortable the intraoperative procedure has become nowadays for the cataract patient?
Yeah, compared to years back, about 20, 30 years back, cataract surgery was very difficult for the patient because the cataract was removed and thick glasses were given. But over a period of time, the intraocular lens had come and it had made life easier for the patients. And we used to suture the cornea back into position. But again, after that, something called phacoemulsification has come in, wherein through a small incision with the help of ultrasound, we can remove the lens and put a foldable lens into its place, and without the patient having significant symptoms of eye irritation, watering, and faster healing. Then now we also have something called laser cataract surgery, wherein with the help of a laser, this has been much more simplified. So technology has jumped up by leaps and bounds in the last 2 decades or so. So now cataract surgery, patient just walks in and is very comfortable and they walk out without a patch in most cases. And this has made life simpler both for the surgeon as well as the patient.
And very relevantly said. Dr. Kudlu, would you like to tell them how does a patient look forward to the amount of return of activity after a cataract surgery?
Yeah, This is very important. Actually, yesterday I operated one of the Swamiji. And after operation, Swamiji was asking, "Oh, can I take head bath very next day only?" So I told Swamiji, please, Swamiji, wait for some days, don't take head bath. So we normally tell all our patients, as Dr. Madhukar said, that the cataract surgery has become simplest. And one more thing, we tell all the patient nowadays is we don't give injection. With the help of topical anesthesia, with the help of the machine, we take out the cataract and put a lens inside. But along with that, we tell the patient also that what are the do's and do not they have to do following that. Normally, we tell them at least a period of 1 week they should not take their head bath, but they can do their routine job. Like someone like if they want to look at the TV, or so if they want to read and write, those are already having the reading glass. We tell them that your glass power may change, but for timing, if you want to read, you can read from tomorrow. But the only thing is we are very much insisting on the head bath for 1 week. If then body bath they can take daily. Then other thing is, normally we tell the patient, you do one thing, you take a in a small bowl, little bit of hot water, put a small towel inside. Your hands should be always clean. Someone can squeeze that hot towel. Then with that hot towel, you can just little bit clean your face. Do not touch anything to your eyes. Water should not enter into your eyes. That is one. Second one is they can get back to your work very next day because of the technology what we are doing. As Dr. Madhukar and Ramurthy sir said that since this phacoemulsification we are doing with a very small incision, the visual recovery will be as fast as very next day. So they can get back to their work, provided they have to put the medication to their eyes minimum of a period of 1 to 1.5 months. So whatever the doctor advises, especially do not take head bath for 1 week. Then after 1 week, I call the patient after 1 week follow. Then we give them the permission whether they can take head bath or not. Some of the hospital have got their own protocol as far as the head bath is concerned. Then once we give the permission, normally they take a head bath. Some of the patient cannot come. Then normally we tell them that he can take head bath after 1 week. Then regarding to get back their work, they can get back to their work very next day. Provide, I think they have to put the proper modifications. And when they go to the sunlight, normally we give them most of the patient dark glasses. Some of the patient, they don't like to wear dark glasses. In such patient, we advise them with a white protective glass with a side cover.
Any of you would want to add anything to it before we take some other question, Dr. Ramurthy or Dr. Madhukar Reddy?
I think most things have been covered. The only aspect I want to emphasize is that many of these patients are elderly. They are on medications for diabetes, blood pressure, heart conditions. So there's really no need to change their medications before or after surgery. So that's a very important comfort level they get. And even many of them are on aspirin, they're on antiplatelet drugs. So all these drugs can be continued both before and after the surgery. At the same time, there's hardly any oral medication that's given in most centers for cataract surgery. So basically, and neither are there any alteration in their food habits. So most of us encourage our patients to have the normal breakfast, have all the medicines that they are used to having, and go back after surgery, have their lunch, and continue with their normal medication. So the disturbance to their routine schedule, even as far as their food and medicines is concerned, is just not there in present day cataract surgery.
And most of the patient, madam, they always ask, can I watch the TV very next day only? My children are telling, they are not allowing me to go near to the TV. Turn your face when your TV is in front of you. I think this is the one thing we have to tell every patient, that they can watch the TV very next day. They can enjoy the vision what we are giving them through that. And one more thing, the patient, as Ramurthy sir said, that they'll be implanted with a full the lens which they can enjoy for distance vision, intermediate vision, and near vision. So those patients, we normally tell them that this is the lens what we have taken the lens which God has given. Now we have put the artificial lens. So when you are seeing through those lenses, you will start seeing everything for distance, intermediate, and near. But always when you are reading, try to read under the bright light. These are the few points we keep telling to every patient.
Dr. Madhukar Reddy, do you have any message for a patient population about the need for follow-up? Like, do not disappear after a cataract surgery thinking that this is all there is to a vision and eye.
Yeah, typically once the patient starts seeing well, they feel that everything is over and they say, is everything okay? As if it's the end of the world after cataract surgery is done. But we have to emphasize that besides cataract, there are other diseases in the eye which need follow-up, especially something called glaucoma, where the pressure rises in the eye, especially in the elderly. So they need to have a yearly eye exam, and especially those who have diabetes, the retinopathy, diabetes can affect the retina or the inner layer of the eye, and which is important to be followed every year or 6 months as the doctor advises, so that the other diseases of the eye also can be taken care of. It's not that if they're just saying that they can leave it alone. It's just like your car or scooter where you send it for service every year. You have to service your eyes every year. That they have to remember.
Yes. Anything you all have to add, Dr. Ramurthy, Dr. Kudlu?
Madam, one thing, as you said about the follow-up, normally in my hospital, normally we call the patient for 1 week follow-up, followed by 1 month follow-up. Then we call them that those are diabetic because of the cataract surgery. After the cataract surgery, we call them 6 months follow-up. Some patients, we always call them after 1 year follow-up. That is very, very important, because after cataract surgery, as Dr. Madhukar sir said, that they think that everything is done, but the follow-up, especially those who are diabetic, has to come once in 6 months. The regular cataract patient, once in 1 year, they have to come. But we tell the patient, immediately after the surgery, anytime you feel that if there is any pain in the eye, if there is immediate blurring of the vision, immediately they have to report to the doctor. Even if it is like after 2 to 3 days, suddenly patient is having pain in the eyes or blurring of the vision, then they need not have to wait till for 1 week follow-up. Rather than they have to come to doctor immediately, as soon as possible.
Dr. Madhukar?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
no, if you don't have anything to add on this, should I take my last couple of questions?
And also, basically, people who have high minus power, means people who have had surgery, wearing glasses since childhood, they have to be extra careful, so that there are other conditions which can affect the eye, something called retinal detachment. Those people also have to be, anytime if there's loss of vision, they have to report it immediately.
Dr. Ramurthy, does cataract surgery last a lifetime of an individual, or there are certain limiting features which we need to point out to them?
I think a well-done cataract surgery lasts the lifetime of the patient, no doubt about it. And it is happening in most of our hands. One small change that occurs in about 10 to 20% of the eyes, and that percentage is also constantly coming down, is something called posterior capsular opacification. And when we implant the lens, basically there is a natural lens there. It's like a bag. We empty the bag out, but retain the posterior part of the lens, which is we call the posterior capsule. This acts as a scaffold for the artificial lens to be placed. And sometime over a period of time, this posterior capsule tends to opacify. It is like seeing through the windshield of your car, that it's absolutely clear. But if there is some dust or some water on it, you can continue to see through it, but then the vision becomes a little hazy. So that's what occurs when posterior capsular opacification happens. And if you go to your ophthalmologist and he or she finds that out, all that it requires is a simple procedure called a YAG capsulotomy. It's a couple of minutes procedure done under topical drops, and almost vision gets restored back to normalcy. The other point I want to emphasize is that what was already made out by my co-panelists, that is there is a tendency when a 50, 60-year-old, the patient loses vision, then they think it's cataract. The more serious conditions, cataract is something which is reversible. A simple surgery can get back your vision. But then if you have diabetes, you have blood pressure that can affect the retina. There's a condition called age-related macular degeneration. Then there is glaucoma. So these are conditions which also affect the elderly. And so if you are losing vision, it's not just a change of glasses is not enough. What you require is a complete ophthalmic examination a complete eye examination by a competent ophthalmologist who will tell you what exactly is the reason for the loss in vision and addresses accordingly. All loss of vision in an elderly is not because of cataract. The more serious conditions which also need to be kept in mind.
Yes, very relevant. Dr. Ram Madhukar, this is my last question to you all, and if you have any other question which has got missed out, do discuss it before we conclude. I just wanted to know that is cataract surgery to be done only as a solo event, or can it be combined with other surgical procedures of the different diseases of the eye at the same time?
Yeah, there are some conditions wherein instead of exposing the patient to multiple surgical procedures, you can do something. For example, glaucoma is another common condition in the eye, or some retinal conditions are there where instead of doing two separate procedures, you can combine them for the convenience of the patient, for decreasing the cost also. So the doctor will be able to decide what to do, but I think the patient should consult a doctor, a competent doctor, and then take his advice.
And madam, one question normally asked by the patients with underwent cataract surgery, they come to us, might have been operated some 6-7 years. Sir, you please change my lens because I am not having that clear vision. Will you change my lens? Some of the patient coming and asking. So we just normally tell the patient that now the technology has been improved. We can change your lens, but anyhow you are happy with your glasses for distance, you don't worry for that. There are some patients still coming and telling, now I am very happy for distance after putting the lens, but I want to have one more lens where I can take care about the reading also. There are technology even available in the market. Even we can put add-on lenses, piggyback lenses to improve the near vision. So the technology has been improved. So when the patient comes that, can you change my lenses? Normally we convince them that go ahead with whatever you are having the lens inside. Still they insist also there are technology to put add-on lenses inside the eye.
Very relevant. I think we have covered most of what a patient needs to know to improve his awareness related to cataract surgery. Do Dr. Madhukar or Ramamurthy want to add any comment before we hand it over back to Dr. Amit?
Madam, one question normally I always tell that when whoever the lot of doctors never, most of the patient think that they have to get their eye test only after 40 years. But my take home message to all the people, get there, even at the children before going to the school, they have to get their eye tested. Then at the age of 40 years, when they're getting their eye tested, make sure that they have to get their eye tested by the proper ophthalmologist only. So when they're checking their eyes with the proper ophthalmologist, always being a patient only, they can ask the doctor, when you're checking my eyes, as Ramamurthy sir said that, do I have any eye pressure condition? Do I have any symptoms of diabetes? Do I have any symptoms of BP? So if the patient only asks the doctor these kind of leading questions, every ophthalmologist can have a regular, thorough eye checkup.
Very true, very true. Anything to add, Dr. Madhukar, Dr. Ramamurthy?
I think maybe a last point could be that, both eye surgery, in the sense often the question comes up as to how much time you have to give between the two eye surgery. There are a lot of surgeons world over who even practice bilateral simultaneous cataract surgery. That is, both eyes being operated upon at the same time. Many of us do not do that. We like to ensure that the first eye which has been operated is doing well, the patient is comfortable, good vision has been restored before addressing the second eye. Normally, a week or two's gap is more than enough. And especially if the second eye also has cataract, which is most often the case, getting both eyes operated in a short gap is a good idea, because when they get similar lenses, similar kind of quality of vision, then they tend to potentiate the vision in each other and the patient enjoys a better vision. So there's really no need to postpone the second eye surgery for a long time. And once you've got yourself investigated, not only for the eyes, but also your general body condition cleared for the surgery, it might be a good idea to get both eyes operated and take care of your eyes once for all for the rest of your lifetime.
Yeah, I have one more point.
Yes,
right?
I wanted to. Yes, concluding remarks. Yes, you have some.
Yeah, basically, people still have the opinion that cataract has to mature, some of them. And then a mature cataract means a harder cataract, which is difficult for both for the surgeon as well as for the patient, because it can damage the eye. So everybody at that age should not take on wait for the cataracts to mature. Once the vision starts falling and they're having difficulty because they're more prone for accidents and other issues, so they should undergo an early cataract surgery and not cataract surgery at a later date when vision is completely lost and they're more prone for other accidents or other ailments.
Yes, I think that's the most relevant point which I failed to ask, that cataract surgery should not be delayed to any reason, because there are a host of challenges which a surgeon has to face, right from the pupil size being small. A hard cataract needs more time consumption for breaking it, even in expert hands. So why unnecessarily expose your eye to some kind of unexpected challenges or complications? So you should always consult your surgeon, have faith in him that he would guide you to the right moment of undergoing the cataract surgery and give you back full freedom of vision. Thank you very much, dear panelists.
Thank you, Dr. Ramamurthy, Dr. D. Ramamurthy, Dr. Krishna Prasad Kudlu, and Dr. K. Madhukar Reddy for making us aware on what cataract is all about, and also clearing several doubts and misconceptions related to cataract, its management, and cataract surgery. With this, we come to the end of our program. Hope you all liked this session and found it useful. We would request everyone to consult your eye doctor for further advice and care. Thank you.